Hello everyone and welcome back to Race Ready Maintenance and Skills. I know it's been a long time since I've made a video, so I'm going to start with something simple. I'm going to do another video on how to lube your chain. I'm going to be using Smoove Universal Chain Lube. And then shortly coming up, we'll be having a skills video on how to pump. So here's a lubricant I'm going to be using today. It's called Smoove Universal Chain Lube, made by Spokeworks. And so basically the catch is that it's good in wet and dry conditions, and it's going to keep your chain nice and clean in both wet and dry conditions. So we're going to try this out, and then I'll give you a comprehensive review maybe in a couple months. So basically, like most lubricant companies, they recommend a clean, dry chain. My chain's a little bit dirty. It's not super dirty, so you can use a wipey. If you want to get it super clean, you can take some good degreaser, and you can go ahead and degrease it and get it nice and soapy and just scrub it off. But since my chain's not super dirty, I'm going to use a wipey.
And just run the chain through it.
And then a really important step is to clean up here on the chain ring, because that actually collects a lot of dirt. So once your chain and chain ring are nice and clean, we're going to want to let this dry, and then we're going to go ahead and lubricate our chain. To really make sure our chain is super dry, I'm going to use a dry towel and go ahead and wipe off the excess grease. So now that we know our chain is dry, let's go ahead and get to lubing the chain. So Smoove Lubricants recommends that you apply the lube and let it dry for an hour or even the night before, and they actually recommend not to wipe the chain off, which was actually a super big surprise to me, because usually when I put on my lubricant, like a rock and roll or a squirt chain lube, I wipe the chain down and make sure it's nice and dry on the outside. But they recommend putting it on, letting it dry overnight, but don't put on too much. So to make sure of that, we're going to put it on link by link. So just one at a time, and you'll definitely thank yourself. So I've given the chain about 5 minutes to dry, and it looks like that I put on a little bit too much lubricant. It's pretty viscous, you can tell, because it's kind of, the excess is on the chain ring, front chain ring. So I'm going to let this dry for about an hour, and then I'll get right back to you, and we'll see how it's doing. So I've given the chain about an hour to dry, and as you can see, I didn't wipe this. All the residue on the front chain ring is gone. The chain looks pretty good. I just shifted through it, and it was perfect, buttery smooth. And so I'm going to test it out tomorrow on the trails, and then hopefully soon enough I can do a comprehensive review and put up a pumping video. Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's been a really long time, but I'll be uploading a pumping video soon and a comprehensive review of the Smoove Lubricants Ultimate Lube.